Sylvaneth society is like the intertwined roots of some vital growing thing. It includes different warrior offshoots, roughly comparable to the standing armies of other races. Amongst these are the warriors of the household, who will stand guard over the forest folk, and the free spirits who enact the goddess Alarielle's will. As the season of war rages and the Sylvaneth march out on the offensive, a new seeding of hot-sacked martial heroes have emerged to goad the war groves into battle. Known as the Arch-Revenants, these swift and deadly warriors are as skilled as scouts and spies as they are as leaders of war. That which they cannot strike down in Alarielle's name they soon undermine and entangle, just as the relentless creep of the root crumbles away at the resistance of the strongest stone. An Arch-Revenant will complete their mission, no matter the obstacles in their path. Arch-Revenants belong to a group of Sylvaneth known as free spirits, those warrior beings that stand outside the traditional hierarchies of the clans. Just like the Kurnoth hunters, alongside whom they regularly travel and fight, the Arch-Revenants give worship both to their mother goddess Alarielle and to Kurnoth, the god of the hunt. This is but one reason why more conservative spirits such as Tree Lord Ancients and Branch Witches look at these beings with a degree of mistrust. Charged by Alarielle herself with travelling the realms, spurring the Sylvaneth clans to war and undermining the efforts of the enemy, Arch-Revenants are proprietal beings who have neither time nor respect for the traditional structures of the clans. They are known to be exceptional manipulators and cunning agents, and can even evade notice by other tree spirits, should they so wish. Though, they use their talent mostly to spy upon, misdirect, and sabotage Alarielle's foes, this still does not endear them to their fellows. Most disturbing of all, from the viewpoint of the more isolationist Sylvaneth, is the change in the spirit song that the Arch-Revenants bring with them. The mere presence of one of these warriors causes the spirit song to swell with wrathful overtones. Even the most somber forest spirits are stirred to action in their presence. Those who have spent centuries surviving by secrecy and concealment suddenly find themselves filled with the urge to strike swift and true against Alarielle's foes, no matter the cost. Arch-Revenants are not blind to the diplomatic niceties of dealing with these clans they wish to rouse to war, but their essential natures are coloured by Alarielle's most aggressive aspects. They are forthright and impatient beings who see their mission as paramount, and they will thrust aside that which impedes them, be it friend or foe. Arch-Revenants are potent warriors in their own right, descending upon their enemies with blistering speed, and leaping from one spirit path to the next like quicksilver. They rarely go to battle without first having gathered every shred of information they can, the better to strike exactly where they will do the most harm. Moreover, their symbiotic Zephyr Spites, dragonfly-like beings that cling to the Arch-Revenants' backs and bear them into battle, allow them to soar from one battlefield to another with lightning speed, striking at the enemy's weak spots and picking them apart with relentless precision. Most Sylvaneth clans have 3 households, whose duty it is to enforce the will of their clan, patrol their enclave's borders, garrison defences, reconquer places of power in the clan's name, and crush the armies of those who would do the Sylvaneth harm. The spirits of a household put great store in the defence of those places their glade considers sacred, and will slaughter invaders and trespassers with sudden ferocity. Those who harm a clan's forest folk are treated the same, for the warriors of the household are utterly dedicated to the defence of their dryads. Whatever their mission, the warriors of the household fight with determination and skill, showing absolutely no mercy to their enemies. Tree Revenants make up the rank and file of each household, and to these grim warriors, duty and custom are all, though the specifics vary from clan to clan, even from household to household. These warriors observe all manner of curious rites and rituals before, after, and sometimes even during battle. Many are invisible exchanges of song and verse, but others, like the walk of blades or the 7 cuts, are strange and unnerving to witness. Tree revenants affect a somber aspect, as affects the warrior caste of their people. It is said that their appearance echoes the protectors of ancient Sylvaneth myth, their features flowing and strangely delicate, their smooth barked limbs ending in hands that wield elegant, enchanted blades. Everything the tree revenants do, from their selfless defense of the forest folk to the strokes and swirls of their eerie fighting style, is intended to uphold the memory of those beings. They even bear worm silk banners into battle, rallying around those woodland icons like the protectors of old are said to have done. Though they fight in a regimented fashion and form the core of a Sylvaneth battle line, this does not mean that the bands of tree revenants simply advance stolidly into battle. Wherever possible, they prefer to use the spirit paths to arrive in the fight, coursing along the realm routes from one wildwood to the next. Such tactics allow the tree revenants to outflank or evade their enemies at the speed of thought, but they are also extremely disconcerting for the Sylvaneth's foes. Few sights are as frightening as those fey spirits flickering through the trees with murder in their eyes. Kurnoth is one of the few deities the Sylvaneth worship alongside Alarielle herself. He represents nature's wildness and hunger, a god of the hunt who some believe to be Alarielle's sole consort. The Kurnoth hunters are living embodiments of his wrath, hulking warriors nearly twice the size of a dryad. They are the spear tip of Alarielle's new war. The Kurnoth hunters have emerged from the Soul Pod groves only since Alarielle took up the spear of Kurnoth. Masters of the sword, bow and scythe, they are strong enough to tear a Chaos Warrior in two, and tough enough to shrug off dragonfire. The Kurnoth hunters are agile and skillful beings, with a grace that seems almost supernatural in things so large and powerful. Travelling in small bands, the Kurnoth hunters range ahead of Alarielle's wargroves. Some sorcery of their mother goddess lends speed and subtlety to their movements, allowing them to pass undetected through all but the most heavily guarded terrain. Then, they watch the enemy's movements with infinite patience before choosing the perfect moment to strike. When they fight, the Kurnoth hunters show none of the capricious whimsy of some of their kin. They always have purpose, a mission, and a carefully considered method. Calm as an ancient oak, certain as the season's turn, the Kurnoth hunters lure their victims into traps and strike swiftly from the ambush. Kurnoth hunters are not only exceptional scouts, but also serve as the Everqueen's executioners. Should an enemy war leader be deemed too dangerous to live, or some perpetrator of great misery against the Sylvaneth be found, the Kurnoth hunters have their queen's dispensation to call the Wild Hunt. At such times, all Sylvaneth are compelled to lend their strength to the hunter's quest, and will not rest until their prey has been cornered and slain. Though taciturn and strange, even by Sylvaneth standards, the Kurnoth hunters are deeply focused beings, through whom the spirit song reverberates in full force. They venerate their living goddess and devote themselves utterly to the execution of her will. They also give praise to their soul father, the hunter god Kurnoth, and dedicate those slain in battle as sacrifices upon his altar. Across the mortal realms, many Sylvaneth observe rites to minor deities and demigods of cycles and seasons, but their overt worship of another deity leads some to mistrust the Kurnoth hunters. Alarielle vouches for her most warlike sons, and this is enough for most. But there are still those who watch the newcomers warily, despite all their great victories against the forces of chaos.